Hey, Charlotte, and welcome back to another capsule of what it takes to purchase a property in Charlotte's various neighborhoods. So, if you've been dreaming over buying a home in South Charlotte's 28226, here's what it really takes to qualify and how borrowers just like you are making it happen. Hello, my name is Natalie Dean Vincent, and I am with United Real Estate Queen City. You're back for another informative video on what it takes to purchase in Charlotte in today's market 2025 and to win. So if you've been wondering whether now's the time to buy in Charlotte's 28226, you're not alone. The market, it has a mix of starter homes, updated ranches, and mid-range opportunities that are still within your reach, but only if you understand the numbers. So in this video, I'm going to break down what buyers are actually paying in 2025, what income levels qualify which price point, and I'll share real buyer scenarios so you can put yourself in one of those and determine whether you're ready. We are finding properties, single family homes, all the way to $275,000, completely unheard of. Now, these are homes that are going to use some sweat equity, yes. They're not brand new, they're not Taj Mahal, but you can get a single family home with a little land. You do sweat equity and you are going to have exponential amount of equity growth because of the zip code that it's located in. So the homes that we're going to talk about today are between $275,000 and $499,000. Around $275,000 to $325,000, you'll typically find a 3-bedroom ranch or a split level home, and some need some updates, but many have strong bones and good yard space. And when you have that, you have a phenomenal foundation. At about $375,000 to $425,000, you're in that mid-range, you're seeing more updated kitchens, new roofs, and homes that have been, well, just slightly renovated, gently used, we like to say. As you approach that $499,000, you're at $500,000. The homes often come with larger square footage, mature landscaping, and move-in ready finishes. So that gives you a nice understanding, a broad spectrum of what you're going to get at each tier. But seeing the list price isn't enough. We have to talk about the real cost of owning these homes. And that's what we're going to do now. So at $275,000 with 3.5% down, borrowers who at that starter price point and you're coming into the market, kudos to you and congratulations. For that, at $275,000, 3.5% down, you're at about $2,215 a month. You'll need $9,625 down, and you'll likely need to earn about $85,000 a year, assuming that you have minimal debt. Let me give you a real scenario. A couple relocated from Asheville. They had a combined income of just under $100,000. They snagged a 3-bedroom rancher in Carmel, near Carmel Elementary. Again, needed a little sweat equity, but they got it for $270,000 and used an FHA loan with 3.5% down. No HOA, a solid yard, and room to upgrade on their timeline and as their money grows. That's a phenomenal point of entry. At $375,000 with 5% down, this is a conventional loan. You can expect a monthly payment of about $2,730 with $18,750 down. So this borrower likely needs to earn about $105,000 to $115,000 a year, depending again on the debt. These are soft estimates, so you can get an understanding of what it's going to take depending on where you are in your point of entry. At $499,000, we're at that upper tier. Maybe you're doing a slight move up from a condo. At $499,000 with 20% down, your monthly payment is about $3,400 a month. And your down payment is going to be about $99,000, $99,800, so about $100,000 down. But with the sale of your condo, or maybe a sale of a townhome, it's not a far stretch, especially here in Charlotte, or really if you're relocating from anywhere outside of the Charlotte region, because our housing market has done well. So this borrower earns about $135,000 a year. So recently learned of a couple relocating from Jersey, sold their condo, moved south for better weather, bought a home in that 28226 zip, great for their kids. They paid cash for the sale on a $490,000 updated ranch. Clean offer, fast closing, competitive edge, because they didn't need concessions. And so they were able to strategize in other areas. So that's the beautiful thing about the scenarios, is that depending on how you're coming into the marketplace, it gives us leverage in different areas. And that's another reason to give me a call so we can figure out what is going to be your strategy. So here's what every buyer in 28226 needs to know: a clear understanding of your budget to payment ratio. I can't stress that enough. There are several factors when you're purchasing a property, but debt to income ratio is a place that many times our borrowers are a little fuzzy on the numbers and what it's going to take conventional versus FHA, maybe even versus a VA loan. And those are numbers that need to be crystallized so that we don't have any hiccups and there's no disappointment. I think that expectation is everything. So how do you do this? How do you set proper expectations? Besides working with a phenomenal realtor like myself, you need a phenomenal lender. It's a marriage. A lender who can show you both FHA, conventional, VA options, a lender that can talk to you about what are some of the first-time homebuyer programs that might be available, the marriage that brings it all together so that you can be successful and you can win. Winning is my coined phrase for 2025. Everyone that comes into my real estate family is going to win, because you're going to win based off of education and market intelligence that myself and my lenders of choice bring to you. So don't forget, the best homes are still moving quickly. In that 28226 zip are going under contract in under 7 days if priced correctly. So why is it still then a smart time to buy? Despite our higher interest rates, this zip remains one of the most stable and desirable areas in South Charlotte. There's schools like Carmel Middle, proximity to Ballantyne, South Park. Carmel is sandwiched right in the middle, and it's consistent property appreciation year over year. It keeps it attractive to both locals and to relocators. Plus, in this price point, there's still some room to build equity over time. You may decide to do renovations every single year that's going to add to the value of the property. Maybe you get that job that gives you bump in your income that allows you to tear down on your land and to rebuild, just like you were seeing many builders do already in Carmel. And they're building luxury properties. So you're capitalizing on all of that future equity. So if you need sweat equity in a home, it actually is a very strategic way to purchase, especially if it's your first home. So if you're ready to explore homes in 28226, let's build your buying strategy together. I can give you a breakdown of what you qualify for along with that lender so that you can know your true numbers here in 2025. Let's map a high opportunity up street. That's so important, because just like in any city, it can be street by street, block by block. The exact prep system and list is out there. I give it to my first-time borrowers and my move-up client, and I want to give it to you. One last thing, remember, the market rewards buyers who are educated. They're fast, ready to act, and I'll make sure you're one of them, and you have all three. Educated, you're fast because you put all your ducks in a row, and now you're ready to pull the trigger. My name is Natalie Dean Benson with United Real Estate Queen City, your go-to realtor for strategy so that you can win in today's market 2025. Let's win together.